This is the Mama Fit Podcast. This podcast is dedicated to all those mamas out there that want to fit a workout in a day, or want to fit in a moment of bliss, or hey, you want to fit into those skinny jeans. Dana Dieters is the host of Mama Fit Podcast. She's a mother of two beautiful girls, a wife, and entrepreneur. Her passion became her profession when she had a wake-up call about 15 years ago. With the support of others and a positive attitude, she was able to overcome the hurdles in her life. This mama strives to wake up and conquer each day to make it better than the day before. Her passion for business and education to others is what drives this mama to be the best version of Mama Fit. With Dana's background, she hopes to help you with your business, health and fitness needs, family time in the kitchen, and give you motivation and inspiration to tackle your day. And most importantly, to help you fit in your Mama Fit time.
Oh, hey there, mamas. It's been a while. It is probably another month that's gone by, and I have not made another episode. The last month was kind of hectic. We had job changes in the family. Our 1-year-old is getting her canine teeth, so she has not slept. She's been super cranky in the middle of the night, screaming as much as like 5-6 times a night. So we're getting really, really bad sleep. My other kid has been home from summer. She's not in Kid Stop. She usually goes to Kid Stop, but we've kept her home since she likes to be home, and I'm able to keep her home because I work from home. But realizing being an entrepreneur and having a kid home at the same time, it's super hard to get things done. But I managed it. I got it all done, and it was good because I got to spend more time with my daughter, which I have not had that opportunity since she's been born. I've been working nonstop, and I've always had to have her in daycare or Kid Stop or something like that, as far as so I could get work done. But I was able to manage getting all that done. It was a lot of stress, but it was good to have her home. And now she's at school, so it's all good. I'm able to get a lot more done, and that's why I can actually do this episode. So this is the topic I'm going to talk about today, is how to effectively work from home with kids. Now, I'm saying kids that are probably in school. I think it's a little bit more tougher if you have babies, unless it depends on what you do for a living. For me, I had to wait for my kid to be basically around 6 years old, where she can get food if she wants to, or, make sure that she is able to read or do something that's not just sitting in on the chair and watching TV. So I wanted her to be active still while I was still working. And of course, doing some extra chores around the house to make some extra money. So next summer, if you're planning to maybe work from home, or even if you have some days off, like some kids have days off during the week and you work at home and you need some ideas. So I'm going to give you some ideas of what worked for me. And obviously, when kids are out of school, there's a lot of mixed feelings. Am I going to get things done? How am I going to do this? How am I going to make sure that my kid's not bored? I love working with my kids around the house, but on the other hand, it really makes me feel a little bad when I'm not giving them my full attention. And it also depends on what you're doing for a living. So if you need silence, if you're writing, if you're doing that sort of thing, it might be a little bit harder. So it all depends on what's going to work for you. This is not working for everybody. So for me, I had to pick my battles. I had to make sure my husband was home, which with our job change, he was able to be home for those last summer weeks. So it helped me out. So if I needed to, design some workouts or do some blogging or some sort of creative work, I was able to do so with a quiet room. So here are some of the strategies that may help you when you have your kids at home. So for me, I had to make sure my child had expectations for the summer. So my child, just like all of us grownups, we appreciate that structure-based day. So making sure that you tell your kids what you need from them and maybe do a share of compromise. So if you are going to say, hey, I'm going to be on the computer and working for this next hour. After that, we will go for a walk and go to the park and then come back and obviously do more work. But you get a little break from work, giving yourself a little bit of time away, get refreshed for yourself, and your kid gets some much needed burn of energy, which is always good for both parties. I usually like to schedule my day and then go from there and see where I can fit in some time with my kids. So she's also getting some time with me, as well as you just cramming in as much as you can in that hour, 2 hours, little blocks of time. So I like to do a little bit of I do blocking for my work. So it works better if I get a little break in between to just refresh, get out of that mindset for a little bit. So then when I come back, I feel just a little bit more charged with energy. So that goes into my next one. It's basically, you have to talk to yourself about your own expectations. So if you're really used to cramming about 8 hours in and without a lot of breaks, that's what I usually do. It's like nonstop working until 5 o'clock at night. And that's what I do. If this is your first time doing this and working from home with your kids, you will need to adopt the mindset that you won't be able to work those 7-hour, 8-hour stretches. It's just not going to happen. And I will be honest with you, it's super hard. It gets frustrating because if you get really into something, it's really hard to stop, but you really will feel the benefits, honestly, when you get those little breaks. But being real with yourself is the main thing, is knowing that it won't happen until you have your kids in like Kid Stop or some sort of daycare situation or after school program or when they go back to school. So usually with those little breaks that you do take and you're not working those 7-8 hours, you will be taking kid breaks. So if you were obviously in an office setting, you would take your coffee breaks, or you would take a break to go to eat, or even talk to one of your coworkers and such. But knowing you're saving the time by not working in your office, you could schedule your short breaks around your kids and either play or go do a project quick, or even just make them lunch or a snack, or even read a book. Whatever it is, you'll have those little breaks still, but you're going to be taking that time with your kids. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? Another way to let your kids be kids and have fun throughout the summer and still work is getting out of the house. So you could also maybe take your kids to a park or a splash pad or some sort of safe environment where you can still work, be outside, enjoy it. Just even going outside of your home and just letting the kids play is also a really good idea, just to get out and you can have your kids enjoy the time in the summer. It sometimes can be, a gamble, just depending on if it's super sunny out, you can't see your laptop, or if you're on a phone call and it's super loud, or the wind or whatever. That can also be a big problem. And I've noticed that I've done that before too. And you just never know what you're going to get. But it's also, just trying it out, seeing what works and what will be best for both parties. Another way that I found the time to get all my work done, even when I needed the quiet time, was working the odd hours. So when the kids are sleeping, I would get up either 2 hours beforehand, or I do it afterwards when they go to sleep. And you'll be amazed on how much you actually get done with no interruptions. So that was part of my way of enjoying also my summer with my kids, but also getting all the work I needed to get done. So, and then kids get to bed a little earlier in the summer, I feel like, because they're so pooped out. So my thing was, I was just busy with the kids throughout the day so that I would ensure I'd have some time at night to do some work, or even in the morning before they woke up. Another lifesaver for me was basically putting my kid to work. She loves if she can make money. So I would give her little tasks that needed to be done around the house. I would say our chore list, but I called them jobs, and she would get it done. So she would earn like $1 or $2, depending on what it was. And honestly, I feel like her learning that you have to work to make money is a valuable lesson that every kid should learn at some point in their life, that you can't just get everything for free. You do need to earn that. You do need to make the money. And I know other people may think different, but I love this idea and it really worked for my child. It could be completely different for other kids, but it does help you get a lot of work done while your child is learning to be responsible. And last one, I'm not a perfect parent. I will tell you that right now. I will say that my child did love watching TV when she was home this summer. So, and I'm going to say, don't feel guilty. I know there's a lot of moms who are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you let your kid watch all that TV. She didn't watch a lot of TV. But I honestly did feel a little guilty doing it, but I did let her watch some of her favorite shows in the morning just so I could get some work done. But I already knew that if I let her do that, she had to do all of her responsibility, chores, and jobs, and also do some sort of physical activity afterward with me. So we would go for a walk or a bike ride or go to the park and do that kind of thing just for fun. I mean, she thinks it's fun. It's not like activity, exercise, that sort of thing. She just thinks it's fun. Thank goodness. But we would obviously really work on, balancing out our life. It's not all about like jobs and having to do certain things and structured. But we did allow her to watch some TV and use her iPad once in a while, just so we could get some stuff done. But so those are kind of my really quick and tips on how to effectively work from home with your kids. Obviously, it depends on the age of your child, the responsibility of your child, if she or he can basically stay home while you're home and is not super needy. There are times where it was super hard, I'm not going to lie. And I was like, I don't know how I can do this. This is extremely stressful. And I will say it was a little stressful at times, but I knew she loved to stay home with her parents. So I will say that over trumps everything that I am doing in my life. And I value my children's love and happiness. And that is something that she enjoyed. And I will hopefully be able to do that again next summer. So we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. Life is always a little weird and you never know what's going to happen. So thank you for taking this time with me today. And I hope I will be back next week with another episode. I'm going to really, really get better at this. I promise. So stay tuned for the next one. Have a glorious week and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks so much for spending your time with the Mama Fit Podcast. Dana is so happy to share her tips and tricks with you. If you loved this podcast, we'd be so happy if you could share this episode with your friends and family. Also, if you have time, please leave us a review of your honest thoughts and reflections of the podcast on iTunes or our app. We'd be so grateful. If you have any topic or suggestion that you want answered, leave those in the comments below and make sure that you fit in your Mama Fit time.